Aquarius, to save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread to look at past, present, and future influences. And it looks like right off from the beginning, in the first card significator placement of like the general gist of the whole reading, you're looking back in the past in a nostalgic way. And I think you also should be really proud of yourself because Aquarius usually likes to keep an emotional distance, doesn't even really want to look back in the past. But I think this reflection is really good for you because it's showing you how much heart you have. Even I think from the universal kind of pinching that's going on right now to make sure that you really trust yourself and your self confidence and your ability to move forward, okay? Because that's all on hand. Even though you're lingering in the past, in the Six of Cups, that's what that card means. It's a nostalgic look to the past. And that's really good if it helps us learn life lessons to move forward. And I think that's the application here, even though I think some of you might be wallowing in the past, and I'm here to get you kind of through that, okay? So that the benefit of the lessons of those hard lessons of the heart have a real good benefit for you, all right? So again, that first card placement is the Six of Cups. Is a nostalgic look from the past. But the thing is, all your cups are there. So go look in the past to see where those life lessons apply for you today and from the people and situations that you gave your heart and your money maybe even to people. But don't let that kind of not bankroll your future because you're kind of being stuck in a cheesy, cheapy place. I'm going to get into it. Let me just dump around. Okay, so we got the first card placement, the Six of Cups, is that nostalgia look from the past. And in the seventh card placement, the way that we're feeling about ourselves is the King of Cups. And this guy is really great because he's all about the spirit. He's all about the non-material. He's unconditional love. He's fun. He just wants to make sure everyone gets along and having a good time. And because it's an identity of self, maybe that's a reflection for you that you were remembering how you were or that you have grown into the king. So don't beat yourself up in any way, shape, or form about that because that's a beautiful, wonderful gift from God and the universe of the life lessons that maybe you had to go through of a hard hit of the heart, right? Maybe you thought people were the king and you realized that they weren't that at all, okay? Or maybe you're even dealing with certain situations, especially because in that crossing card is the money card. It's the Six of Pentacles. It's the only card in the deck of the 78 that literally means the gift of money. So maybe you gave the gift of money out or gave of generous services or sweat equity or whatever the case may be, your heart even, okay, your most precious commodity, and it was crushed in some ways because people weren't the King of Cups, and you're looking back on that reflection, it's just going to hold you back, Aquarius, okay? Again, take the good lessons and experience from it because you're blossoming in a whole new direction in the way that you're meant to. And remember for Aquarius, because you are that astrology sign that wants to keep that emotional distance, only wants to use intellect and strategy and analytical thinking, but we all have to have heart. God's not going to let you get off this earth without having learned about heart and spirit, but now it gets combined with that intellect in a really wonderful way, okay? And we get validation of that here in the third card placement is the Ace of Swords, is the upsurge of youthful energy, excitement energy. It doesn't matter our age for intellectual thought. But also to the ancient tarot, I'll tell you something else, Aquarius, because this is your domain in tarot, is the swords, right? And in astrology. But the thing is, for the ancient tarot, it's about your identity. So these tough situations, while they really made you question humanity in general, again, your domain, it made you look at your own humanity, your own kindness, your own generosity, right? Compassion. And that's a wonderful, beautiful thing for anyone to realize. So don't squash it in the material, okay? Even if people are plucking a nerve right now or plucking your pocketbook, keep the course and keep the faith, okay? Because that's what's emerging is you in a whole new direction, and God's going to want you to have that as well. And what's interesting here in the fourth card placement is our gut and the gut feeling, I like to call it, the base of the matter in the reading is a King of Wands. So if we need to apply razzmatazzy charm and, a cool outlook of marketing, advertising, and promotion and PR to ourselves or to our ideas, this is your guy. But if, again, because of the Six of Cups and the King of Cups here, the King of Wands in the non-exalted state, he's almost like a non-exalted Aquarius. He can put up a facade of a good social front, but he can't be emotionally attached. He's a little faker. He's also a shady, McGady kind of person. Along with your emotions and your pocketbook, he'll take advantage of both. So maybe, again, sitting under the six, maybe that was the circumstances that you you had happened to you, but don't let it taint you. There was lessons to be learned. And I'll tell you something else. You would never get to the ace or even with the outcome card if you had not gone through that, because it's not the easy, flowery, butterfly stuff that gets us to kind of decision making for ourselves and who we are and our self-confidence. That's built out of experience, and it's going to be rough seas, okay? So trust all these experiences that have built you into the new direction. And it looks like you were going there too, Aquarius. I remember for last week, hey, we're chugging along here. We're starting to feel our stride. So something must have happened that just kind of gave you that nostalgic viewpoint. But again, no harm done. Let's just look at it, but look at it in the rearview mirror. Okay, that's most important. And then the Fool is the fifth card placement. So that's a past reflection. It's a major arcana card. He's really super duper important because he starts the major arcana. And we get, again, that youthful step in a new direction after a really tough time. He's coming out of that cave. Almost every deck, you'll always see him in animal skins because I'm not taking anything forward, including emotional baggage. A lot of times he'll have a bag or a little suitcase over his shoulder to show the life lessons. That's the only thing I'm bringing forth because it's for my betterment. It's a new day dawning. He's no fool at all because he's got that special connection, God and universe, that's built out of walking the walk and talking the talk through the hard experiences. So you really need to pat yourself on the shoulder, and I think you were doing that. And then all of a sudden we get into the present of the sixth card placement, the Five of Wands, a good luck in the area of the creative. So maybe something happened that is making you just stumble for a quick second. That's the thing about the five. You always have to get over something in tarot to get to the good luck. And it's in my deck, it's getting over our dragons, our insecurities, fears, anxieties, just built up after the long journey up to getting to the Fool. That's just normal stuff. Again, it's something to be congratulated in your inner confidence and reassured in that inner confidence because you've already been through the fire. And now you're coming on the other end of it and you're just making sure you're not smoldering anywhere, okay? And that's fine, and we're not. So let's keep moving forward. Let's overcome those dragons to get to the good luck. And it's about overcoming the dragons because they're starting in our own mind, right? All this stuff is starting in our own internal narrative, in our heart, in our head, we just need to make sure it's most positive and nothing that undermining us or make feel badly that we gave love out and other people didn't reciprocate in kind manner. Again, as an Aquarius, God is going to hit you in kind of like the universal head and say, I need you to pay attention because you're over here and I need you to pay attention to the lessons of the heart. Tough stuff. Okay, but all for your favor, all right? And we went over to the 7 with the identity of self. Have no doubt of what a good heart you have and good spirit, because the fact that the King is even appearing in your reading in such a prominent position just tells me how cool you are, how good you are, and that's what you need to focus on. Don't worry about other people's actions, only worry about yours, okay? And here in the 8th card placement, is how other people view you. So while you think that other people took maybe advantage of you, other people looking at you as like a super duper power in the area of burdens and responsibilities and obligations. And in modern day tarot, it means being able to take on anything in a multitasking kind of way and not get distracted, stay the course, not pulled in positive or negative. But again, to the ancient tarot, it was all about the mindset, right? Again, you rule this area. It needs to be balanced. It needs not to be plucked in a bad or good way. It needs to stay the course. And in older decks, you won't even see the chariot rider holding onto the reins because he has such mastery of thought. That's the direction that the horses take him in. And the horses are our own ego, pride, anger, rage, like acknowledgement and ego and all that other things that get applied in ego in both areas of negative and positive, right? And again, you've got that balance, and that's how other people look at you. So anywhere you need to capitalize on that, Aquarius, take advantage of it because it's a positive for you, right? And also too, it just shows the mindset that you don't let those kind of obligations and responsibilities feel like a burden, because that's the real true lesson of the chariot. And trust it, because there's a karmic reward in that as well. All right, and here we get to this guy in the 9th placement is our hopes and fears. And this is why I'm saying that I can't have you getting wound up in the wrong way, okay, and not allowing spirit to be the master here. Okay, and the King of Pentacles and our hopes and fears, the King, I've learned in tarot after doing it for decades, this guy has no use other than to remind us that we're being cheap in the pocketbook and our heart and our spirit. It translates to our words, our actions, our attitudes, our approaches. We get like snappy with ourselves and nasty with others potentially because we're just feeling like we're under pressure. And that's the thing about the King. I need you to break that because the narrative is starting in your mind and it's affecting your whole everything, all right? Your mannerism, your body, your health, your mindset, your heart, everything. So get rid of this guy. There's nothing hopeful about him other than to recognize that he needs to go by the wayside. But if we allow him to attach in that fearful way and build up our anxiety, fears, and insecurities that we're working really hard to get over, to get to that good luck, now we're on the gerbil wheel of hell, which is going around and around and around in that narrative. So kick him to the curb. That's where the hope comes, because God gets that validation in the 10th outcome. Oh, I love this. Now the 10th outcome is the Four of Swords. So we got the Ace of Swords and God's message to how to navigate trusting yourself, this new identity, this new intellect that's emerging in you, and you want to apply it. And the 10 says you've been thinking about how to apply it, like maybe being of service. That's a great way for an Aquarius. Wherever you feel like your mindset could be utilized, that's the Four of Swords. But also maybe that's where the scary part is coming in. The Four is like after that tough fight for fighting for yourselves, right? It comes after that Three of Swords with the three swords pierced through it. That's you literally breaking off that patriarch society, the archetypical and stereotypical ways that we have to be, who we want to be. And it comes out of that. And this is what's emerging. It's like you've got the firm foundation of the house, right? You've got the concrete set. So now you still got to put up the walls, and then you could get up to the drywalling and then the decorating, all right? But it's not fully formulated. So you could build whatever you want and however you want on that foundation. That's the Four, okay? And trust yourself. And it gets validated in the bonus card here as well. I'm sticking with it. The Three of Pentacles is the celebratory state for an idea that takes a reality in the material world. And that acknowledgement and celebration is around you. And the Pentacles deals with home, family, relationship, work, community, our body, our mindset. It covers the whole kit and caboodle because it's the material world, right? And that's how the Aquarius is, because you live in tomorrow, but you have to live in today. So there's always like a kind of like an adjustment that needs to go on. And you've been doing it beautifully. So trust this. And also know that you have some really big acknowledgement and props around you that other people want to build upon. And they look at you as super strong. So again, don't wallow here. Move forward, all for your benefit. And especially don't beat yourself up in any way, shape, or form of the negative for the heart, because that is definitely what needs to win out here, not the material. That's our life lessons, and you're doing a great job. So keep on going, steady the course. Oh, and if you like this content, if you would consider liking and subscribing, it has been so great from everybody. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.